Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, as always, I'd like to start off giving all honor and infinite praise and worship, all honor and glory, infinite praise and worship to our power, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rachahakodash. Give honors to our apostles, our elders, and bishops of great meals, doing we well. Peace, citation to the hopeful elect. It's your brother Kadash representing Jim S. Branch in Cleveland, Lord willing to bring out a quick and edifying lesson or in transit through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And as you can see, man, another omen. I love doing lessons pertaining to omens. All right, and because it's a beautiful thing to see. All right, the Yahweh Shemiah Shai. He is he's speaking, man. He's speaking. All right, he's speaking. The Lord said, excuse me. The Lord said that He will begin to make inquisition upon those who are hurt unjustly, roughly paraphrasing. Right, the inquisition is a long period, is a drawn out investigation. All right, it's an investigation, and Esau is being investigated for the crimes he have committed against humanity, as well as the crimes he has committed against the chosen, right, people, which are the Israelites, the blacks, Hispanic, Native, and Seminole Indians, right? The crimes he have committed against Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, man. So as you can see, just a couple months ago, not that long ago, I did a lesson on another plague that happened to the tiny caps in Tel Allah, and they were swarmed with it was a plague of crows, man. All right, crows. All right, that was surrounding Tel Allah, and here it is. Now you have not crows, but now you have bees. And look at on this one. It says GB News. It says biblical plague. What do they mean by biblical plague? Meaning a large portion or a large quantity of whatever is being the aggressor. It could be bees, it could be flies, it can be crows, it can be whatever. They're talking in biblical proportions, right? So indications that that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is involved. He's always involved, right? He's the author and finisher, all right, of our faith. Beginning and the end, so he's always involved. So 4014 on this license plate called Ba'ashem Yahushai. So with that being said, it says again, biblical plague of bees swarm Israel as locals warned to stay indoors. You know what I'm saying? Hey, and that's what the Lord, hey, hold on, let me get this real quick. Bear with me. The second Esdras. Let me see. It said, let me see. We're going to go straight to the point, because the Lord promised that He would do this, right? He promised He would. No, I think it's in 15. All right, this is 2 Esdras 15 and 11. But let's just start at 11. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt. Yeah, that's what I want. And smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. See, the Lord has promised. This is a promise. The Lord said He will smite Egypt with plagues as before. Biblical plague of bees swarm Israel. All right. Now you got to understand. In Babylon, the current Egypt. Now, what were the plagues of Egypt? Right. What were they? What did they consist of? Why the Lord plagued Egypt with, the things that He plagued them with? It was because those were the gods that they were worshiping, all right, in that land. The Nile River, you know what I'm saying? All those things that they were being worshipped, you know what I'm saying? And here in this modern Egypt, because the scriptures refer to America as, one of the names America has in the Bible is spiritual Egypt. Okay? Spiritual Egypt. So, let me see. Matter of fact, let me go into this word. Let's ask the chat. Damn, I don't know why this GPS took me this way. This place is finished, man. Nothing makes sense here. It never did. Well, mainly, wait, especially now. Damn. Somebody just got pulled over by undercovers. All them cop cars were pickup trucks with no lights on them. They was regular pickup trucks. Damn. Jake getting arrested on the side of the road. Looking dumb as hell. We need to get out of here, man. It says the word plague has a few related meanings. Let's see. I did a lesson on the Black Death, and that's spiritual too, right? Lord willing, if you get a chance, check that lesson out. I forget what I named it though, so like it. I might, if I could find it, I could put it in the description, Lord willing. But that was dealing with the Black Plague when Trump was getting ready to come into office. His wife, I forget her name. His wife, she wore an outfit that resembled the Black Plague doctor. Okay, so Trump is the man of sin. He's the man, the cruel Lord that was going to issue in other worldly or biblical proportions when it comes to plagues touching America, man. You know what I'm saying? Because he's one of the last presidents, all right, or one of the last faces of presidents to be used, all right, to dictate this man's empire. All right, and I'm trying to just find a simple definition. Like, damn, like Esau always got to be extra with shit. What does plague mean? I'm just trying to give you a simple definition. All right, Shalom, Shalom, Akim. Look at this. Why is it doing this? Bear with me, man. What does plague mean? For the goodness gracious. All right, it says a plague is often a deadly infection disease that spreads quickly among people. All right, it says any widespread problem. More generally, it can describe something harmful that spreads and affects many people. Example, pollution is a plague on the environment. It says as a verb, to plague means to bother or cause ongoing trouble. So when you go back to this, you know, that's all right. Biblical plague. Let's see. Let me click this. Matter of fact, let me show you the video. Let me see if they got it on here. No, I was watching it earlier. Matter of fact, let me see. Let me see what. Oh, that's another thing, cause bees gotta. Let me see what they give us. Bees symbolize life, right? They deal with life. You know what I'm saying? And you know they make pollen, and we need bees in an ecosystem. We need all things, everything we need. Everything that the Lord created is what we need for the ecosystem to make sense. All right. When you kill off one, you harm another. It's a chain of command, and it's a food chain. So bees. Remember the movie Candyman? And Candyman, this nigga was what? He had what swarming around him? Bees. It gotta mean something, right? Let me see. Why did Candyman have bees around him. I believe I looked this up before. Now that I think about it. It's meant to be symbolic as well. We know this. It says Candyman was brutally murdered by a mob. It says part of his torture involved being covered in honey so that the bees will swarm and sting him to death. The bees represent how he died. Okay, I didn't know that. They emphasize supernatural presence. Appearing with bees makes him feel unnatural. Alright, man. Okay, let's see. There is also a deeper symbolic angle. Bees are often associated with pain, vengeance, ooh, and something sweet. Right? So, ooh, that's fire. Which mirrors Candyman's story and revenge, right? That's fire. So it says bees are often associated with pain and vengeance. What's in pain? The land of Israel. Our land is grieving for her children to return. That's in the book of Baruch. With the 4th and the 5th chapter, one of the two. Talk about her being a widow. Return back unto me, my children. Like, that's the terminology and the poetic-ism, you know what I'm saying, the poetry that the Lord uses in the books of Baruch. And Baruch was a scribe for Jeremiah. When you go into, come on, man. Let me see. Let me be more specific. Now look, above me is a bunch of crows. As I'm on the road flying, they looking for something that's dead. And like I said, the crows was swarming Israel at first as well. Right? So let's see. What do bees symbolize? Let's see what they give us. Bees carry a lot of symbolic meaning. Alright, let's see. Let's see. In ancient Egypt, bees were linked to royalty. Greek. They're not really giving us what we're looking for, because this is definitely far from the facts when you're dealing with tell a lie. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out how to word it. Let me see. The dark symbolism of bees. Let's do it like that. I hate to word it like that, but let's see. Bees aren't just a symbol of harmony and hard work. They can take on some pretty dark meanings depending on how they're used, and stories are psychology. Alright. Like we saw that earlier, pain and punishment. Because of their stings, bees often symbolize suffering. Swarms especially can represent overwhelming pain or punishment that comes all at once. That's fire. It says a swarm of bees represent overwhelming pain or punishment that comes all at once. You see that? That's what the word suddenly means. When you go into the etymology of the word suddenly, right? I'm gonna show you. Look at that. Suddenly, all at once, in an instant. The scriptures talk about suddenly. Let's see what they give us. $57 results. All right. It says, let me go to bear with me because I'm going around Dead Man's Curve, right? It's called Dead Man's Curve for a reason. All right. Let's see if we can find. It says, and then we'll close out. Jeremiah 51:8. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her take balm for her pain? If so be she may be healed. She's in pain. Why is this place in pain? Because of the blood that's in this place. You see what I'm saying? The crimes against humanity, the crimes against the earth. The land is crying out, just like the men of the Lord is. The prophets is crying out as well. That's fire. It says, let's see. So suddenly, ooh, don't crash, don't crash, don't crash, don't crash. Salakia. It says suddenly, all at once. Bees, again, pain and punishment. Swarms of them, especially, can represent overwhelming pain or punishment. That's what the Lord is getting ready to bring to America, and right, which is known as Babylon the Great, Egypt, Sodom and Gomorrah, Assyria, the land of the north, the land of the west, and Israel, right, the land where the tiny caps currently dwell. All right, that land is going to be obliterated, man, as well as America. It's just that land will be built back up for our sake, because the Lord said he was put us back in the garden eastward, man. Brother posted some comments. I'm gonna read those and then we close out. Let me see. It says, again, that's fire, especially can represent overwhelming pain or punishment that comes all at once, something you can't escape. So the Lord sent a what? A plague, a swarm of bees. This is an omen, all right, a prediction of what's coming to this place. The place known as what? Israel, man. All right. The promise is what? That it would be destroyed. Let's see what they say.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because when you look at the scale of the use of animals in warfare, and yet
sent out to see whether or not their horses were.
Hell no, we don't want to hear their ass talk. Let's go straight to the video.
תיזהרי, דבורים.
סגרתי את הדלתות. זה רק אצלנו בגולברי בחוש. קשר לערבה.
Damn. That's crazy. They was talking about that some military planes couldn't even like take off, if I'm not mistaken, because of how many bees it was. It says tens of thousands of bees swarmed the shopping center, man. That's an invasion. So all at once, in scripture talk about, all right, in 1 hour thou shalt be destroyed. Esau is being destroyed all at once, man. And then it's going to eventually lead up to that, the clear evidence of being destroyed all at once. You know what I'm saying? When the Lord let these missiles get shot off and he can return, the Lord is not going to let destroy some parts of Esau kingdom and then leave other parts. No, all of it's going to fall all at once. Israel, America, anywhere Russia not going to survive. You know what I'm saying? Russia, Germany, the scripture talking about in Revelation is the third parts of men. In Revelation is the 8th chapter. That's talking about everywhere Esau dwell, man. Will be hit. Why do you think the Lord starting with now? He destroyed all their military bases is what they saying, in Israel. You know? He's taking them off the earth, man. Slowly but surely, but it's really quick. So it's another omen. I love these lessons. Another omen was what? A crow on top of the what? The Israeli flag, man. Right? Another crow on the Israeli flag, plucking at it. One on an American flag, plucking at it, and it took it off. It didn't just stop. And okay, maybe I can't get it, so I'll try later. No, it fucking plucked and plucked and plucked until the flag was clipped from the pole and the flag fell, man. The Statue of Liberty. All right, crows. What happened with that? I can't remember. It's a bunch of omens with the Statue of Liberty. You know. You got other omens where niggas having on American flag shirts, setting themselves on fire, not just the shirt and running to. No, they set their whole body on fire wearing the American flag, running towards the White House, man. The White House is the place of that's the main house of America, man. That's the place where the president make deals and so forth, man. And he conduct business, all right, on America. And that it was been many omens to hit that place. It being struck by lightning, the statue struck. You know, come on, man. How many more omens and signs you think the Lord gonna give before he actually make moves? So these bees swarming Israel is an indication of pain and suffering that's getting ready to happen into this place, man. Not a Jew just said that nothing happens in Israel. Everything that America do, they come to him first. This is the capital of Israel. America is. Okay? It's ran by the small caps. It says loss of individuality. A hive work as a collective, which can turn sinister symbolism. Bees may represent being controlled, absorbed into a system, or losing your identity to a group or authority. Come on, man. This is heavy. And you look at it on their end, they're getting ready to lose their authority. Right? The scriptures tell you that. So I read that word suddenly. That's fire. All at once. That's what we just read. That's what the scriptures say. Let's go to what I just say. And I'm gonna read the brothers' precepts and we're gonna close out. All they're gonna lose their authority. The Wadi Habashim Shai. This Sirach 10 and 4. It says the power of the earth is in the hand of Yahweh Shemel Shai, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable. I'm showing you that the one current ruler is not profitable. He don't benefit earth, life, or anything in the earth that exists. He promotes death, and he exceeds at death. All right, he's the man of death. Okay, the man of sin. Sin is death, and the wages of sin is death. All right, and there is no life that can exist with sin. So it says, or losing your identity to a group or authority. So what's the group? Us, the Israelites. You're getting ready to lose your position you're getting ready to lose your position to the real biblical ancient Hebrew Israelites, man. The blacks, Hispanic, Native, Seminole Indians, and the speckled bird that look like you devils, man. And the scriptures say, just to show you that one more time, show you that Jeremiah. No, that's not the one I want. That's cool too. I'm thinking about Daniel. Jeremiah 16. Behold, I will send for many fishers. Said the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shai, and they shall fish them. And after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain, and from every hill, and out of the holes of the rocks. You see? For my eyes are upon all their ways, not some of it, all their ways. They are not hid from my face, neither is their iniquity hid from my eyes. And first I will recompense their iniquity and their sin double. And that's one of the things it said. It said something you can't escape. And it said one of the things it says that bees symbolize revenge or vengeance. Vengeance, man. Can't remember where I read it at. You know what I'm saying? Not to lose my place. But that's one of the words it said. It said vengeance. That's what recompense is. The Lord is going to, it says, scripture say, vengeance belongs to the Lord. Vengeance is mine. Probably merging scriptures, or it might say that directly. Forgive me. But the vengeance belongs to the Lord, man. That's why the Lord told us to hold our peace. Stay still. Vengeance belongs to him. So he's going to turn us from fishers. Right now we're fishing the elect. And then once they're sealed, he's going to turn us into hunters. These are the people we're hunting. The ones that dwell in the rocks and these bunkers and these elites, you know. For your sin upon sin, the Lord is going to recompense it, pay back, because they have defiled my land. Where did these bees just happen? In Israel. That's the land of the Lord. And they only have a small portion. Don't let them fool you. They have filled my inheritance with carcasses of the distasteful and abominable things. So the Lord have to cleanse that land. And he's showing omens of what he's getting ready to do all at once. Will you be destroyed? Some bombs ain't gonna hit, and then some no. And then you come back 1,000 years and this, that. No. Scriptures tell you in Revelation 20 that what? For a little season, this devil was gonna be loose. For a little season. Come on, man. It says loss. Okay, I read that. Obsession and overwork. It says their non-stop labor can be a darker metaphor for burnout, exploitation, or being trapped in a cycle of endless work with no freedom. That's heavy too. Indication that, remember, scripture tell you that in Isaiah, man. I'm quoting these scriptures for the sake of time, man, and I'm in traffic. It's crazy. It's hella people out here for some reason, and they're driving crazy. But it tell you that what they didn't loosen the house of the prisoners, right? In Isaiah the 14th chapter, that with the continual stroke. All right, constant and endless oppression. A continuous stroke. He didn't let up, and the earth is fighting against you, man. The earth is fighting against you. Cause why? There's no freedom. It says hidden danger beneath sweetness. Bees produce honey, something pleasant and desirable, but they protect it aggressively. This contrast can symbolize situations or people that seem sweet on the surface but are dangerous underneath. Damn. That's Esau. It said though, it says I'm gonna just use the scripture, I think it's in Psalms. His word is smoother than butter, but war is in his heart. For somebody's words to be smooth as butter, they gotta have a type of dapper Dan about themselves, some type of formality or familiarity that you can relate to, right? Which is kindness, right? He put himself as the Lord, but he put himself not just as this soft, effeminate version, so that everybody can, because everybody want to be talked to softly in this fucking generation and in his place. And Esau, he has promoted angels to be these little babies and diapers. When you look at a baby, you like, oh, he's so cute. That's how you think about a baby. You know what I'm saying? So he come as this innocent, harmless fucking thing, but he's the most diabolical and the most distasteful and the most destructive and the most fucking vilest person on the planet. That's what the scriptures describe him as. Soon as he's born, he speak lies. How the hell can you speak lies as soon as you're born? Well, we saw an example of that when he was in the womb of Rebecca, right? When Jacob and Esau were in the womb. This devil was trying to fight us and consume us in the womb before we even came into the world as Jacob. So showing you in the womb, this devil had a plan. It says his right hand is the Psalms 144 and 11 and in the 8th verse. His right hand is the right hand of falsehood, meaning his power, his structure, what he deemed as a correct mind, right, is actually, oh my goodness, these people are driving crazy, bro. God damn, he almost made me crash. Anyways, hidden danger is, that's what we read, decay and infestation. In horror imagery, swarms or hives appearing in unnatural places like inside walls or bodies can symbolize rot, invasion, right? And Israel's getting ready to be invaded. They're getting ready to be invaded, man. And the scripture tell you in Jeremiah, what? The least of the flock should draw them out. Who? America. I mean, because of this, why? Because as soon as they made this deal with Iran, or supposedly a deal with Iran, as far as we know, they bomb. They're going to cause a conflict that they can't come back from, because that's the prophecy. World War III is the prophecy. World War III is the promise. Can symbolize rot. They're rotting. Invasion. They're getting ready to be invaded by not just man, but by angels. All right. Yahweh Shai. Or something deeply wrong beneath the surface. What's wrong? Them. That's what's wrong. Here they is trying to portray to be the God's chosen people, but really, they're fucking Satan in the flesh. Something's wrong beneath that surface, my guy. It says death and lingering trauma. Come on, man. Is this not what we reading, fam? It says, in some traditions, bees are linked to death or the soul. Come on. Dark interpretations twist this into something haunting, like spirits that linger or pain that refuses to go away. And Esau, you're the pain that refuses to go away. All right? And you're just lingering around. So the Lord got to get rid of you, man. The Lord got to get rid of you. All right? It says that's why bees show up so often in horror, like with Candyman, like I brought up. It says they tap into a mix of fear, loss of control. And you see this devil losing control. That's why Revelation 12:12, he know if he have a short time. It says the devil come unto you having great wrath, because he know if you have a short time. It says, in the idea that something small can become terrifying when multiplied. What's small right now? The proxy wars, the shit they talking in the media. But what? It's gonna be terrifying to these niggas, because why? It's gonna be multiplied. It's gonna become a world war, not just these countries and that country. No, a world war. They're talking about Turkey getting involved now, right? Russia supplying Iran, this, that, and third. China. Right? Let me get one more of them. Like I said, it says physician. Scripture tell you, Sirach 10:10. The physician cutteth off a long disease, and he that is today a king tomorrow shall die. This is what the Omen is talking about. We are the prophets of the Lord, Yahweh Shai Shai. We know this for a fact. We believe with those men, and we're giving you the spiritual breakdown of these things, and we're telling you that these omens is meaning this and it's meaning that. You don't see, where's Hocab Malone? Hocab Malone, where is he at? Why he ain't talking about this shit? If he's a man after the Lord, why he ain't talking about this? The spiritual things of the scriptures to back up certain things when it comes to Esau Edom's counsels and his dark magic that he put on the people and he cast on the people where they can't see these things. Why you ain't talking about these things, Hocab Malone? Because you don't got the spirit, man. You don't got the spirit, man. So he that is a king today, tomorrow he should die, man. Because why? The physician coming to cut off a long disease. What's the long disease? That's what the bead, part of the omen, represents. A lingering, something that lingers, man. Pain that refuses to go away. You refuse to go away, you damn devil. So somehow you emerge from the ashes. But not no more. Not no more. Oh, let me get that one in Sirach. No, is it Sirach? Yeah, it's Sirach. It's talking about I always go to the one in Jeremiah. That's my favorite one, Jeremiah 30. Let me get this last scripture. Sirach. Damn, head wicked. And brother Noah, Zach, you can post it for me. Talk about the Lord gonna smite the head of the wicked in Sirach. Oh fuck. Or wicked and heathen. Damn. Oh man, I can't remember where it's at. I know it's in Sirach. Ecclesiasticus. This is not it, right? This is not it. Damn, I can't remember, brother Salakia. But it's in Sirach. They talk about the heathen, the head, or the head. Let me try head and heathen. Maybe wicked is not the word that's used in the Sirach. I think it's heathen. Duwada, how about Shemar Shah? It said right here. It says, Sirach 36:10, smite and sunder the heads of the rulers of the heathen that say there is none other but we. Right, and they convince the whole world that is no one but them. So the Lord's what? Smite asunder. What does asunder mean? Asunder. It says into a position apart, separate. For distinguish, tell apart. The Lord's going to split this place. He's right. It says, "A beast shall hate the whore." It's starting right now. All his allies are separating from him. That's making him weaker. That's what made us weak as a nation. We was divided, and the Lord split us up, and we became weak. Scripture tell you that. All right. It tell you that as Satan be divided against himself, his kingdom should not stand. Right? Lord is coming to bring division on the earth, not peace, but a sword. A sword cuts things in half. He's dividing things right now as we speak, man. So these omens is very important to understand and to pay attention to, man. They're not just happening for no reason. They're happening for a reason. And we're here to break these things down unto you, man. Again, and then that one in Jeremiah. I will read that. Because last time the Lord smote the wicked, he cut the tail off. And you know, snakes, they keep growing, even with the tail cut off. And he was a snake at first, right? Remember the scripture told him a serpent. In the garden, he was a serpent. But then, it also, and as you read further into the scriptures and everything, he's known as a dragon, right? Because when you go into the etymology of dragon, it says a huge serpent. So this devil has transformed and grew into a bigger version of himself. If the Lord don't cut him down, because we weaken the nations. If the Lord don't cut him down, right, he will continue to evolve until the point that everything will be consumed. And he knows this. That's why he's trying to go to Mars. He's trying to go to here. This nigga has killed the planet in a short span. It took this devil it took him a short time to kill a lot of the planet, man. If the Lord don't kill this devil, he will consume the whole planet. Or what all the things that he has touched in the planet. Jeremiah 30:23. Behold, the whirlwind of the Most High goeth forth with fury. Right, these chariots is going to be the partakers in your downfall as well. A continual whirlwind. It shall fall with pain upon the head of the wicked. See, it shall fall with pain. These are the words and terminologies that is used when it's talking about the dark symbolism when you deal with swarms of bees. Pain. It's going to hurt. This devil's going to he's getting ready to feel this. That's why he's discombobulated. He don't know what to do. He's shooting from the hip. That's why he have wrath And the only thing he's going to be able to resort to is his blessing, which is the sword. The fierce anger of the Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, shall not return until he have done it. So this devil is not going to be, he's not going to come back into make MAGA, right? If you understand what MAGA stands for, man. His prime of his existence. Of Esau, Jake not knowing who they were and or are, and all the world subject to him and tributaries, and no one could come against. No, that Alexander the Greek spirit, no, that's gone. The fierce anger of Yahweh shall not return until he have done it, and until he have performed the intent. This is the Lord's intention of his heart, his mind. And the what days? The latter days ye shall consider it. So these are the times that we're expecting these things to come about. That's why the Lord is going to allow these. That's why the Lord is going to allow these things to happen, man. Because why? We're in the latter times. That's why you see, when have you heard about bees swarming? Come on, man. And all these different funky, like these raw plagues that the Lord is sending upon this place, man. When have you seen or heard about this? You haven't. You haven't. Okay? So Lord willing. Oh, let me see what the brother posted. I don't know why it won't let me see the other ones. Shalom, Makim. Y'all better break a thumb. Oh, yeah. Yep. 2 15:11, I went into that. But I would bring them with the mighty hand and stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and would destroy all the land of Khan. 2 9:2, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Right? This is proof that the Lord is visiting this place. Oh, what does Israel have to do with me? Everything. Jake be like, oh, that's happening over there. It has to do with you, dude. The war over there is affecting you, fool. Gas prices, food prices. Come on, man. Judah 5:12, then they cried unto their power, and he smote all the land of Egypt with incurable plagues. That's what we just read in Jeremiah, the 51st chapter. The pain, the bomb, if Babylon is not healed, take bomb. If she may be healed, I'm butchering it. She would not be healed. There's no balm for her pain. Balm is a healing ointment. This is an incurable plagues that's coming to America, man. There's no going back. We just read it. So the Egyptians cast them out of their sight, man. So yeah, man. The water, brother, for the precepts, adding to the spirit. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I'd like to give all honor and glory, infinite praise and worship to our power. Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Bahashim Hakodash. Double honor to our apostle, Elder Bishop's Great Millstone. Well, peace, citation to the hopeful elect. Keep your faith, keep believing, keep hope. We almost up out of here, man. All right, we almost up out of here. Look at the plagues, look at the omens, man. We almost up out of here. That's proof right there. If you haven't believed before, believe now. Lord willing, is edifying. Mwafla ball. Shalom.